listening to the Radar Talk Show. Throughout history, shipping has been a male-dominated industry. That's why Women in Shipping and Trading Association, Wista Association, has been exerting a lot of effort in order to encourage women to work in the shipping industry and achieve a landmark progress in the industry. Captain Gamal, do you think that shipping industry is no longer a male-dominated sector?
Unfortunately, this remains the case because there are less than 2% of the workforce in shipping are female, and we would like to see much more of this increase.
Regarding the Women in Trading Association, Wista, what do you think about this association?
I think it's a great initiative, and I think it's about time people pushing towards this. As I mentioned earlier on, we need to increase this 2% in the workforce in a much bigger, significant figures. There has been some prominent figures, some prominent female figures in the shipping, and I can give you an example of the head of BP Shipping was a female for some times, and the head of a lot of oil major companies.
Red Sea Marine Management has been recently contributing to a lot of initiatives in the UAE. What kind of support does your company giving to Wista?
We are a great advocate of Wista role, and in fact I take personally interest in supporting the female element on shipping, and the company itself we have been sponsoring. We are a corporate sponsor, and we will continue to be corporate sponsor of Wista. We will also host events for them, and we support financially, and our members on the office are members of the Wista itself.
First of all, I would like to thank Marasi News of attending our AGM event, because it's very important for us to have the very broad support from the news channel and the shipping magazine in order to spread the news and to spread the idea of what Wista is and how we can assist females in the shipping industry. Wista is an international organization with its premises in UAE that is very actively supported by our director of the entity, Jasmine Fished. And we have been going through the couple years of introducing the women what the organization is all about. The main point of the organization is to support the females in shipping, oil and trading industry in order to show that we are able to build up and to set up certain rules in the industry. We are able to perform the international companies as well as on the local and international level. We're able to attend and to make the conferences happen and to be the speakers and to make a big step in the shipping industry as well. I've been joining Wista for the last 2 years, and I can tell that we have grown drastically. If we had before only about 5 up to 6 members attending the events, now we have already up to 20, 30, 40 members attending the events. We're discussing absolutely international subjects, and we're discussing how a woman can combine and can balance between the work and between the social obligations and the family obligations, combining all together. I think that Wista have put a big step during those several years. We have hosted many events with the support of local companies and with the support of all the members in order to achieve the final success. We have now members of one of the most prominent shipping and oil and gas companies supporting Wista, joining the events. We have other conferences that are inviting Wista members to be speakers and to broadcast the idea of what is the female's role in the shipping industry. Moreover, we have found a big opportunity to have the sponsors to support the community, female community, in order to promote the services and to promote the functions of the organization internationally as well as locally. So it all takes time and it all takes efforts. And we can see now Wista growing, we can see now Wista achieving new goals, and we can see now Wista aiming for new events to attend and to be supported by major shipping and oil companies in the industry in 2017.
And in order to empower women in maritime industry, do you think that we still need a certain support from the the government or from a certain organization in the UAE?
I can tell you that it was not that easy to set up Wista in the Middle East. And majorly it's because of many cultural differences and varieties of the stereotype thinking here in the Middle East. I truly believe that we do need the governmental to support. We do need the governmental companies, well known like IDNOC, like ADNOC, like ADNATCO, to support the company by applying their females attending the events of Wista in order to see and to show that females, they can do things might differently but not worse than males in the industry. I strongly believe that we definitely need the governmental support in order to promote the female role in the industry, and I think we are moving towards that goal with the help of governmental organizations that we are taking part in at the conferences, and that we are invited there, and that we have ladies attending the events from the governmental companies. That already shows the support. But of course, we would like to have more in order to achieve greater goals. I can tell you that we have members in our company from Tasnif. We have members from our company. We are handling the negotiations with such companies as ADNATCO, as ADNOC, in order to support the organization. We have corporate members that are supporting the company, like Red Sea Management and others. And I think that it takes more time in order to convince and to perform at a certain level when the government will do a real support to the current organization.
And what are the current challenges that you're facing in Wista?
There are challenges like in any organization that was founded by the initiative of females in the shipping industry. And the current challenges here is that to explain and to put and to bring to public what are we all about. We have a representative stand at the ADIPEX, for example, when we are trying to network with people to explain what are we all about and what are the benefits of females joining us. One of the ideas and one of the initiatives was to organize the so-called learning trainings in order that every female from the Wista group can share her knowledge. Either it's shipping law, either it's maritime security, either it's oil and gas industry, either it's chartering department or any other department, in order to show and in order to perform the certain knowledge that was already experienced by the established Wista members. This is the number one challenge, to broadcast and to promote the group successfully. That is not that easy. The second one is to keep the board members together aimed at one goal, because we need to have a solid, united plan of what we have to do, what goals have to be achieved, and how we have to build up our agenda for the upcoming year, and what are we aiming at. That's very important, and it's not that easy, because we need support from all the board members, and we need the support from all the Wista members as well. And of course, the third challenge is always was, and I think will always stay, the role of the female in the industry, the role of the female in the shipping, in the oil and gas industry, as it's considered to be dominated by males, but we can see no less experienced and successful women in the industry. If you can see and go by the profile of the Wista members, they are all senior, or majority of them are senior managers of the prominent UAE or internationally based companies with their local office in UAE that already achieved something in their lives, and they can share with their experience. That is very important for the young entrepreneurs in order to achieve something.
To empower women in the maritime industry, do you think that Wista needs a certain support from the UAE government or any other organization?
Definitely, there's no doubt on that. UAE has been a major supporter of women in various industries. As you can see, major names in the UAE supporting women, like Sheikha Fatma bint Mubarak, supporting women. His Highness Mohammed bin Rashid supporting his daughters, supporting other women. As you can see, there are various ministers in UAE, young ministers in UAE being women. So you can see there is a huge support from the government, from men to women in this in industries and in businesses and in governments. So having the support from the government to Wista is absolutely a major plus. It will push Wista forward, it will support women in the shipping industry, and it will help pull and retrieve more women in shipping. And this is actually one of the major points Wista is actually looking for. Wista has actually supported me in many ways. Being a woman in a shipping industry that is 98% dominant by men was a little bit challenging, we have to admit that. Wista is an association gathering women together, pulling women from many companies in shipping, and you'd be surprised, there are actually 1 or 2 or 3 in each company. So there are women, there's a print of women in shipping. Knowing that, being gathered by my crowd, women, it did support me, it did strengthen me, it did add confidence, and I was able actually to be braver into being a little bit stronger in shipping, knowing that there is actually people backing me up.
As an active member in Wista, in order to empower women in the maritime industry, do you think that Wista still need to get a certain support from government or certain organization in the UAE?
Yes, that's what we're targeting, to get the support of some kind of authority that will grant us a license or some sort of way of establishing our office here or being here. So far we've been trying. This has been our target for the last 3 years, to getting access and to get a voice through that. But so far we haven't worked it, but we're definitely working on it. And it would be good to have their support and trying to finalize this topic and finally being legally with a license of some sort as a non-profit organization that has an office here.
And as a member in Wista, what are the benefits you're getting out of it?
The benefits mainly is, networking between women, getting the voice out there that we are here and we are so many of us into the shipping industry, into the trading industry, basically raising awareness between all women. And yeah, that's...
And what actually, what Wista needs in order to make it more powerful and more impactful?
I mean, Wista International is a very powerful organization, but the local...
I mean, Wista UAE.
Yeah, the UAE that we're trying to, yeah. What we need is raise more awareness for women to come and join us. Set up our entity that we always come back to that in terms of being able to raise awareness. We need to have a legal entity and prove ourselves out there, and basically get women to know what we are doing and what we can do for them. One is networking, definitely, between ourselves. B is even having a more power within the industry, and having it in the Middle East, I think it's a very big step altogether. So these are the things that we're trying to achieve through
And what do you think about the many challenges that face Wista currently?
The many challenges, I see the primary one would be definitely the legal status of getting an entity and getting us legalized. And number 2 is getting more and more women on board. We are doing very successfully for the last 2-3 years, but still would be good to get participated in more events and people knowing that we are here and they can join us, other women.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you very much.